We're so happy to be here. It's very nice to be invited. April is the month in which the Confederate States of America began and ended a 4-year struggle for states' rights, individual freedom, and local government control. The majority of the population, when asked what caused the bloody conflict in which 600,000 men died, will say slavery. True fact is that the war was fought to decide if the Union would remain united. President Lincoln stated that that was his intent, that the Union remain the Union. It has been said that Lincoln freed the slaves in a military strategy intended to further bring the South to its knees, since he only freed those in the Confederate States. But whatever the order of events, the good news is that those individuals that had been kept in bondage were now free. The bad news is that the population of the southern states that fought to be free of government they considered oppressive were left without fathers and brothers, their homes burned to the ground, their horses and other livestock either killed or stolen, their fine china, crystal, and silver carried off and trampled in the mud by the invading armies. General William Tecumseh Sherman has been quoted as telling President Lincoln that he would make Georgia howl, and Lincoln told him to go ahead. Sherman's army burned or carried off everything in its path as the soldiers marched from Atlanta to Savannah. Texas became the 7th star in the first national flag of the Confederacy, and Texas sent 115,000 soldiers and sailors to the service of the Confederate States of America.
Okay, today, folks, we're going to talk about J.B. Mayfield. He was born January the 6th, 1836, South Carolina. In '61, at the age of 25, he enlisted in Company I of the Mississippi Regiment, Durant Rifles, Confederate States of America. As I said, he was wounded there twice at Gaines Mill. He got wounded again once at the Second Battle of Manassas. And then there was a battle of the Crossroads where he got wounded. And then there was a skirmish at the end of the war in Virginia where he was wounded. He got shot in the thigh, the leg, got shot in the breast twice, and in the eye. He had a brother killed at Gaines Mill. We just read the letter. But he had a brother-in-law killed by occupying federal forces at the end of the war in '65. By orders of the federal sergeant, his brother-in-law was shot 17 times. I guess they wanted to make sure he was dead. After the war in '67, he married in Mississippi. Times were hard during Reconstruction, and the only bright spot in the South was Texas, and people were moving west to Texas. He came in '71, and then he came to Erath County in 1872. He is buried in Claret Cemetery in Erath County, Texas.
You know, while these guys were all fighting the wars, the women were left to stay at home and defend the homestead against Indians and to help take care of their children and to run the farm itself. So there was a lot going on. In order to help some with the war, we also knitted socks, rolled bandages, and helped at the hospitals. Some of us aided the military effort as spies and gun runners, and a few, disguised as men, even served as soldiers. Many a woman without child to take care of or farm to run followed her husband into the battlefield and helped with such things as cooking, cleaning up the pots afterwards, and tending to injured soldiers.
It was very popular that women would smuggle things under their hoop. The Confederate troops were always lacking in bandages, in medicines, socks, coffee, just all sorts of things that we don't even think about today.
We
have socks. We have coffee. We have bandages, which we're very much in need. We have a knife. We have a bottle of whiskey for medicinal purposes only. We have morphine, quinine, which they used extensively. We have a little gun that would be handy in your pocket. We have gunpowder. Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. In Dixieland, where I was born, early on one frosty morning. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland.
We honor our past and draw from it, and all of our people, the courage, the strength, and the wisdom to go forward into the future as Texans and as Americans. I'd like to ask you to stand again and let's sing Texas, our state song.
God bless you, Texas, and keep you brave and strong, that you may grow in power and worth throughout the ages long.
We are a group called the Sons of Confederate Veterans. Every one of us in a uniform here had an ancestor that fought for the Confederacy. Now,
what I'm going to show you right here is 1858 British Enfield. It is a rifle. It uses a bullet called a mini bullet.
Rifle Squad, attention! Belt, fight!